Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Photoshop Quick Tips podcast. In this week's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to create a very interesting effect inside of Photoshop that I like to call the look. I'm really not sure how to describe this effect. You see it a lot in digital photography nowadays. It's a very surreal type of effect that really makes your digital photos stand out. Now, since I don't know how to describe this effect to you so much, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and show you. So the first thing you need to do here is duplicate your background layer by using Command or Control J on your keyboard. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that layer again using Command or Control J. And then I'm going to come up here to the filter menu. I'm going to choose Other and select High Pass. For this first round, I'm going to keep my radius at 2. If I were working on a higher resolution file, I would probably push that to around 6. Now I'll go ahead and hit OK for that. And I'm going to change this layer's blend mode to Vivid Light. Now I can hit Command or Control E to merge that layer down, and then I'm going to use Command or Control J to duplicate that combined layer. Now I'm going to come back up to the filter menu, choose Other again, and select High Pass again. And this time I'm going to push my radius up to about 5. If I were working on a higher resolution file, I would probably push this up to about 10. Go ahead and click OK. And then I'm going to change this layer's blend mode to Color. And I'm going to lower its opacity to 50%. And I did that just by hitting the 5 key on my keyboard. Now I'm going to merge this layer down and use Command and Control J to duplicate that combined layer again. Now I'm going to come up here to the filter menu, choose Blur, Gaussian Blur. And in the Gaussian Blur dialog box, what I want is my radius set to 4 pixels. And go ahead and click OK. Now I'm going to come down here to the Layers palette, and I'm going to click the Add Layer Mask button. And then I'm going to come up to Edit, choose Fill, 50% Gray, and click OK. So now I've just got my Layer Mask thumbnail filled with 50% gray. And what I'm going to do now is switch my foreground color to black. Grab my brush tool, and I'm going to, with a very soft-edged small brush, just brush with black over the areas that I want to maintain heavy detail. So like their eyes and their teeth, things like that. Anything you want to maintain a lot of detail with, just go ahead and brush that out with black on that layer mask thumbnail. Now once you've done that, just go ahead and hit Command or Control E to merge that layer down. And now come up to the filter menu again, choose Sharpen, Unsharp Mask. Now for high resolution images, what you'll want to put in here is 100 for the amount, 30 for the radius, and 0 for the threshold. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And you'll see here that that creates an effect on this image, but it's a little too harsh since this is a low resolution image. So with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to Edit, Fade Unsharp Mask. And now what I can do is just kind of have this on a slider adjust how severe I want this effect to be. And I think that 75%, maybe even 85% ought to do it. And now you see I've got that very surreal, almost plastic look on their skin tones, yet I've maintained deep detail all around the image. It's just a very cool effect that you see a lot in digital photography today, and it's a very effective technique. So that's it for this episode of Photoshop Quick Tips. If you have any questions or comments, as always, you can post them on the blog site at www.photoshopquicktips.com. This is actually an iStock photo here, so I really don't have the rights to distribute this as a exercise file. I will try to put up another photo, but you just won't be able to follow along with the exact photo I used here. But I will put up some sort of exercise file for you to follow along with me. So just look for the link in the show notes. It says download exercise file, and you'll be able to follow along with all the steps you've seen here on the podcast. So I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of Photoshop Quick Tips. My name is Justin Seeley, and I will see you next week.